Hello and welcome. It's a good day to be on the farm. My name is Chuck, and this is Somerset Farms, episode 15. And in the last episode, we had planted and rolled, or planted and began rolling this field number 40. And so I am just finishing up the rolling on this field right now. Probably got 5 more strips up and down. And then I will go back and pass the time until we're ready to harvest that canola, because that is the next thing on our list. These fields are all prepped. So by the time we get, let's see, 157, yep. By the time we get done with this, there's nothing else to spread on these sunflower seeds. They are fertilized. They are, for the most part, correct with the lime. I think some of the fields could use a little bit more lime, but we weren't ready for that when we took them over. So we have not done that, and we can't do that at this point now that there's crops in the ground. So anything that we're waiting on lime-wise, we'll just have to wait until the next planting. And again, with these rollers, you don't have to pick them up every time. Sometimes I do if I don't want to. I know I'm going to be leaving a trail across a bunch of field. Like here, I could have picked it up, brought it over here, and then brought it back down, but really it's not necessary. Let me just check my map. We're getting there. One strip here, one strip back up, and then maybe some cleanup on the other side. But you can theoretically leave these rollers down and just kind of make one continuous lap around the field, which is what we're sort of doing here. I will, however, pick this roller up when we go over to clean up those 2 bits on the east side of the field. Hopefully this is one roller length, and it looks like it is. So we're just going to try to center ourselves on here and keep it as straight as possible as we're going up this hill. Luckily, this McCormick has just enough power to keep this within the 9 to 10 miles an hour. Even when we're going uphill, we do tend to err on the 9 mile an hour side going uphill and the 10 mile an hour side going downhill, but we're not losing a lot of power, which tells me we've got the right piece of equipment hooked to this. Now, again, it's a roller, so not that big of a deal. But there is some equipment where you lose a lot going up the hill, like a planter. So, and then we will come over here and try to find these 2 strips that we missed. They should be pretty obvious. Yep, here's the first one. Sorry about that spinning and driving. I thought I was going to turn into it, and then I had went too far. So, and then we'll go ahead and lower the roller here, and hopefully on our way down we should see the other one on the right hand side, so we'll be able to pick it up on the way back up. And that will wrap up the rolling for this field and the month of April for our gameplay here. So we're in, I believe, year 2 at this point, as they call it. Now, it's never really the second year till you get past August, because you start the game in August on a new farm. So you're only really in year 1 for 5 months, and then you switch to year 2, obviously, in January. So this one's probably not even worth rolling, but since we're here and we've got the roller down and we have to head that direction anyway, might as well wrap this up. There are 2 spots we're missing at the bottom of the field. Nope, just 1, but we're not going to go back and get it. And I think we have now gotten it all. So we can stop here, pick this up, fold that thing up, and we should be able to get quite a bit more miles per hour on our way back over to our farm. I did also, off camera, run the other tractor with the front loader and the fertilizer spreader on the back all the way back over to our main farmyard. I think I left the fertilizer spreader over here. I see something orange in there, so that's probably our fertilizer spreader, because most likely we'll need to spread fertilizer on field 36. Yeah, see, it's right there. So those are the only 2 things in this yard right now. We will we'll drive by the entrance to 36 here, off to the right. That canola should be ready about the same time that field 15 is ready. I'm hoping in think it's July or August, or maybe it's June and July. So we have to skip a month, maybe two, to get to where we can start harvesting, but that should be the next thing that we do. So we'll drop this roller off, and then the McCormick will probably be the tractor that pulls our tipper as well, as we're getting set for our first actual harvest on this map. So it took us, what is this, episode 15? So it took us a decent amount of time to get to the first harvest, as you would kind of expect on a map like this, when you're starting from pretty much scratch and you're not inheriting any fields that really have any substantial crop on them. We did get field 18, which had sorghum, and we got that originally because it was close to 15, had a pretty good yield bonus, and theoretically we were going to feed our chickens. Then we opted to not do chickens because I've done chickens on every other map for the most part. So we ended up just selling that sorghum when the price was right. And that's the only time we've even gotten the harvester out. And so we'll use the same header that we used for the sorghum for the canola. We did go ahead and get a new header. Let me just back this in. I think we have to, sorry for the wall there, unfold this in order to detach it, if I remember right. Yeah, let's get it pretty square to the wall there. Drop that off here. Don't really need the weight when we're pulling. Yeah, the next thing that we should be pulling should be the tipper. So I'll just tuck this weight in the corner here. And 5 episodes from now, when I'm looking for my weight, you can remind me that I tucked it in the corner there, because I'm not going to remember. That is the blessing and the curse of playing multiple series at once. I can never find small implements like the weights and things that I leave, because I leave them all over the place. I try to put them somewhere where I'll know, but if I'm playing 4 farms at a time or whatever, then I can't ever keep that straight. So we're going to leave this here for this tipper. That was kind of silly, actually, because now we have to walk over to our sleep spot. Anyway, this is the header that we will use for the canola as well. We use it on the sorghum. This is our corn header, which can also do sunflowers, so we'll mess around with those here in a short bit. I guess we don't technically need this anytime soon, so we can close the garage on this. We will be getting the harvester out next, so we'll leave that available. And the question is, do I want to take one of my tractors over to where we're going to sleep? Man, that case needs a wash. Why don't we do that then? So we've got a big weight here. I think I'm going to also drop this off. That was for when we were cultivating. We'll just leave our weights there. That'll hopefully remind us that that's where the weights are kept. We're going to give this thing a wash, and then we'll go ahead and sleep. And we're most likely just going to skip May. I can't think of anything that we need to do in May. I'll look at our map real quick and double check that I'm not forgetting something obvious, but we own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fields, I want to say, and they're all full of crop. So there's really nothing for us to do until harvest time around here. I mean, we could maybe run that tedder down to the store and sell it if we needed to, but we don't. I don't plan on doing grass care for a while. It was a free tedder because it came with the map, but if we're not going to do grass care, we probably shouldn't mess around with it. I'm going to just turn on the lights, turn off the engine, open up the door to our tiny house, and let's just take a look. So 40 is growing, 33, 34 are growing, 18 is growing. That's all of our sunflowers. 36 and 15 are both growing. We've sprayed for weeds. We've sprayed for weeds. No weeds, no weeds, no weeds, no weeds, all rolled. Yeah, I mean, we just need to stay on growing till it switches to harvest. We are good to go. So let's go ahead and switch to May. Oh, I should have checked the deals. Sometimes they switch in the afternoon. So there's sometimes a different deal. Oh, that was like a shooting star on our nighttime thing. That's interesting. I don't see that very often. $10 property maintenance. We can manage that. Let's first of all look at our fields. It is still dark green, still dark green. Bang, 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 bang. Growing, 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 growing. Let's just check for weeds. We shouldn't be getting weeds on most of these fields, so we're not. And that is just fine. Okay, so I guess we'll just check the deals, see if anything is propping up. This is for logs. It is a telehandler. That's a pretty good deal. And I do like that JCB telehandler, but we're not really stacking anything on this one. No, we will be stacking pallets of oil. Yep, hold on. When the sunflower oil and the canola oil begin to show up, we will need to stack those. Let me just look at this real quick. So this has this is the telehandler that I have on Calmsden, and I really like it there. And that makes picking pallets up way easier, and we're going to be making lots of oil. So yeah, I think this is going to be a buy. Let's go buy that. And let's go to our telehandler. Look at the combinations. We want pallet pork. What is this? Oh yeah, this is the herbicide we've had sitting down here forever. But hey, guess who's got something that can carry a pallet now? So I guess we're going to let's get our pallet fork hooked up. This is probably my favorite telehandler in the game. I try to play with different ones on a lot of different maps just to try things out, but I've done the most stacking and bale stuff on Calmsden to this point, I believe. And I have done it all with this JCB, and it won me over from doing basic chores with just a front loader on a tractor to why a telehandler is such a better way to stack. So I have been a fan of this for a while. And it's got that hitch on the back, so you can actually pull a trailer. Whoop! Traffic's coming fast. So, like I did a little juke swerve around when he saw me pulling out, which I appreciate, not getting run over. Yeah, this is a good deal. Stayed over $600,000 and have a telehandler to start stacking our pallets. Now, eventually we will need a trailer. We could have bought a trailer, I suppose, and hauled it back with us with this JCB, one that the JCB can haul, but I don't think that's necessary at this point. We've got 3 tractors. We can always just pick a trailer that's on sale. Again, I'm hoping for something relatively flat. I use that low loader on pretty much everything, so I'm hoping for something in the sales that's not that low loader that we can stack all the oil on, but we'll find something regardless. I'm not terribly concerned about it yet because we haven't even built our factory. But we will be shortly. I just don't want to build it until we're harvesting, because we're going to harvest and dump right into the factory. So, but this is a good deal, and I'm glad we're getting this out of the way. That will make things a little bit easier in the future. So, anyway, sorry, I'm just rambling and killing time as we drive this JCB back. I'll get this parked up in the shed, and then we will go ahead and switch to June and see if our canola is ready to go. I suppose we could park this out here. Let's drop the herbicide right here next to our sprayer. And I guess we'll just park this outside right here. That is a good deal. I'm glad that we checked the deals today. And we're just going to switch over here and sleep till the morning. All right, heading to June. I'm excited to get to the part of this where we're actually harvesting. I guess that wasn't a shooting star. I guess that was just the moon rising and falling in the thing. Oh, look at that. Canola growing. Yep, still growing, but man, I love it when canola turns yellow. It is one of my favorite things about one of my favorite crops, because you can see when it's almost ready. And I've actually seen fields of canola turn this color in the summer. And it's kind of like soybeans. Soybeans also kind of turn yellow right before you harvest them. But so I guess this is telling me, well, let's check for weeds first. 18, 34, 35, 40, no weeds. 18, 34, 35, 30, or 40. 15 and 16 still growing. Oh, hello. Is this the big ideal or the little ideal? This is the Fent ideal. Fent ideal. Did say I wanted a new harvester because these fields are going to be big. I am determined to try it with the little harvester, but this is very tempting. This is the one that goes 451 to 790. Let me just look, because there's two Fent ideal harvesters. There's this one, 451 to 790, and nope, that's the big one. Yeah. So yeah, there's this one. No, I guess that's the two. One is a Massey Ferguson. So there's this Fent ideal 451 to 790, and there's this Fent ideal paralevel, which is the smaller one, 451 to 647. So this is like legit one of the biggest harvesters in the game. The one that we have, this Fent ideal there. Do like Fent as a brand, and this is a great deal on it. See, 419,000 for this harvester. And this deal is 225. Oh, that is tempting, because I know I'm about to harvest a ton of canola, and harvesting a ton of canola with that tiny little harvester is probably going to drive me insane. But I'm determined to try it. I mean, I have used it once for that sorghum. Here's the thing, we got the cash, and that's what makes this even more tempting, is we've got the cash, and it's not even going to take all of our cash, just enough. This thing will be huge, though, to get down the roads. I wonder if there's a better way to get back to field 40, because I don't think this one will even fit down that little access road we've been using. We can definitely get it to field 36, which is what we're going to need it for first. Guys, I don't know what to do. You know what? I'm going to buy it. It is 325, but that's for the really big horsepower. 647. We can really just go back to 451. 451 will be plenty for where we're at to get it for 225. and it's going to take 1250 liters. That's a good deal. What do we need the extra horsepower for? If it's hilly, maybe? We could split the difference. So it loaded me into this one with the $100,000 for the engine setup. So 325 is less of a good deal. 268 to 225 is still pretty good. But we don't really need, like, why do we need 538 versus 451 horsepower? But I feel like you buy used equipment, you shouldn't buy used equipment and then just ask for a smaller engine. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's one of those things. Like, we don't need a 17,000 liter extension, or an extension from 12 to 17,000 liters. Our tipper is not going to be that big. In fact, what does our tipper hold? Why am I talking so much about this? This is just kind of one of those. So our tipper holds 22 and a half. So 17 would fill it, but not quite, which would just be dumb because then we couldn't get two loads. But one load would get us to like 80%, so we'd have to dump it every time. Where 22 and a half versus 12 and a half gives us an extra 10. So it does make it sense for us to cart a load and a half every time. Yeah, I think I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to take the engine down to 10T, 9T, 8T. I'm going to take it down to the 7T, get it for the 225 because we still have to buy the header, so it's going to be about 300,000. But that's what we're waiting for. Good deals. We got good deals all over the place today. So we bought that. And now we can go to harvesters. We have two. And our combinations, the Power Flow 40 and the Power Flow 40 FT. No, Power Flow 40 and Dynaflex 9255. I think just the Power Flow makes sense. They cost the same. So Power Flow, another 70,000. Now we go to our headers, of which we own two. We have to go to the combinations and buy this cart for another 10,000. Okay, so we're down to 318,000. So I started with 685, I think, this episode, and we are just spending money left and right. So that's a thing. But, you know, what do you expect, I guess? Let's turn this thing on. Gosh, this is a beautiful looking harvester. And we need to come at that from the left side. And the question is, do we want to try to haul this ourselves? Or do we want to send a tractor down here, like that little case, to come pick up the header? I think we probably don't want to try to drag this all the way. And that should snap. There we go. Wow, it was way off. But a 40-foot header is going to make this a lot easier. And can we make this turn? And it says fence 7T right on the back. So I guess we can. Look at that. Oh. Oh. Now the question is, where am I going to put this thing? All right, let's think about this for a second. We are right here. We can come out. This main road is going to be pretty busy, but we're just going to field 36 anyway. I don't see the point driving it all the way up here and then back down the road just to come back out. I'm going to start with field 36 on this one regardless. We can start with the Rolamash here on the field 15 till we get fed up, and then we can come back around and harvest that there. But so maybe we should just leave it at the dealership for a month. And then we can bring it out together straight to field 36. Or we could just park it on the road here on the way to 36. I guess we probably should leave it dealership. Let's go park it by our field. I see these stone walls make it kind of hard. Obviously this one's wide enough. I was just not turning quick enough there, but it's the other path I'm worried about. Oh, hello. We did get a little bit caught. So let's come this way. And the traffic is just so fast on this road. A little unrealistic driving through the hedges, but this is a big piece of equipment. Let me just zoom way out. Look at that 40-foot header. This is probably overkill. I probably should have went with one of the harvesters that has a 30-foot header for this map. But, you know, you get this on sale and you're like, hey, this is a good deal, and why not? So we're going to give it a shot. Yep, and here is the field access. So we're going to come out here, and then we're going to tuck it in, get off the road, and park our header right here. It's going to be kind of a pain in the butt to get this header on here. We might have to bring the Rolamash out just to get this loaded. Can we back straight up? How far can we go before it starts freaking out on us? Something like that. So we might have to kill a little bit of crop right there on the edge. Should let me straighten this out like so. And we'll just slowly back up. Nope, we'll straighten it out. Something along those lines. Yeah, we're gonna have to try to cut that corner, but we're gonna run over the crop if we try to cut that corner. I suppose we could just pull through the bushes there, block the road, and load it up there. I suppose let's try that. Obviously, we're not gonna do it today, but if we were to yeah, no, there's more room down here. So if we turn here and then leave the header up against the grass there, and then we should be able to back up here. All right, yep. Well, 2 good deals this episode. Can't complain about that. So we're going to leave this here. Got our new header trailer, and our used harvester all lined up and ready to go for this field when we get there. Probably next episode at this point. So that is a good deal. Glad I was able to bring you guys along for where that telehandler came from, where this beautiful harvester came from. I'm not going to sell the Rolamash just yet. Am I even saying that right? Rostalamash. I'm not going to sell this one just yet because we got the correct header here for our sunflowers, and that will help us do field 18, and then we'll decide what we want to do with 15 as we get there. But anyway, that does it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of these, please subscribe. Comments are always appreciated, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Have a good day. Bye-bye.